The rule of war on the unleashing of the attack of the sons of light against the company of the sons of darkness, the army of Satan against the band of Edom, Moab, and the sons of Ammon, and against the army of the sons of the east and the Philistines, and against the bands of the Kittim of Assyria, and their allies the ungodly of the covenant. The sons of Levi, Judah, and Benjamin, the exiles in the desert, shall battle against them in all their bands when the exiled sons of light return from the desert of the peoples to camp in the desert of Jerusalem. And after the battle, they shall go up from there to Jerusalem. The king of the Kittim shall enter into Egypt, and in his time he shall set out in great wrath to wage war against the kings of the north, that his fury may destroy and cut off the horn of the nations. This shall be a time of salvation for the people of God, an age of dominion for all the members of his company, and of everlasting destruction for all the company of Satan. The dominion of the Kittim shall come to an end, and iniquity shall be vanquished, leaving no remnant. For the sons of darkness there shall be no escape. The seasons of righteousness shall shine over all the ends of the earth. They shall go on shining until all the seasons of darkness are consumed, and at the season appointed by God, his exalted greatness shall shine eternally to the peace, blessing, glory, joy, and long life of all the sons of light. On the day when the Kittim fall, there shall be battle and terrible carnage before the God of Israel, for that shall be the day appointed from ancient times for the battle of destruction of the sons of darkness. At that time, the assembly of gods and the hosts of men shall battle, causing great carnage. On the day of calamity, the sons of light shall battle with the company of darkness amid the shouts of a mighty multitude and the clamor of gods and men to make manifest the might of God. And it shall be a time of great tribulation for the people which God shall redeem. Of all its afflictions, none shall be as this, from its sudden beginning until its end in eternal redemption. On the day of their battle against the Kittim, they shall set out for carnage. In 3 lots shall the sons of light brace themselves in battle to strike down iniquity, and in 3 lots shall Satan's host gird itself to thrust back the company of God. And when the hearts of the detachments of foot soldiers faint, then shall the might of God fortify the heart of the sons of light. And with the 7th lot, the mighty hand of God shall bring down the army of Satan and all the angels of his kingdom, and all the members of his company in everlasting destruction. The 52 heads of family in the congregation. They shall rank the chief priests below the high priest and his vicar. And the 12 chief priests shall minister at the daily sacrifice before God, whereas the 26 leaders of the priestly divisions shall minister in their divisions. Below them, in perpetual ministry, shall be the chiefs of the Levites to the number of 12, 1 for each tribe. The leaders of their divisions shall minister each in his place. Below them shall be the chiefs of the tribes together with the heads of family of the congregation. They shall attend daily at the gates of the sanctuary, whereas the leaders of their divisions with their numbered men shall attend at their appointed times, on new moons and on Sabbaths, and on all the days of the year, their age being 50 years and over. These are the men who shall attend at holocausts and sacrifices to prepare sweet-smelling incense for the good pleasure of God, to atone for all his congregation, and to satisfy themselves perpetually before him at the table of glory. They shall arrange all these things during the season of the year of release. During the remaining 33 years of the war, the men of renown, those summoned to the assembly, together with all the heads of family of the congregation, shall choose for themselves fighting men for all the lands of the nations. They shall arm for themselves warriors from all the tribes of Israel to enter the army year by year when they are summoned to war. But they shall arm no man for entry into the army during the years of release, for they are Sabbaths of rest for Israel. In the 35 years of service, the war shall be prepared during 6. The whole congregation shall prepare for it together, and during the remaining 29 years, the war shall be divided. During the first year they shall fight against Aram Naharaim, during the second against the sons of Lud, during the third against the remnant of the sons of Aram, against Uz and Hul and Togar and Mesha beyond the Euphrates. During the fourth and fifth they shall fight against the sons of Arphaxad. During the sixth and seventh, against all the sons of Assyria and Persia and the east as far as the great desert. During the 8th year they shall fight against the sons of Elam. During the 9th against the sons of Ishmael and Keturah. In the 10 years which follow, the war shall be divided against all the sons of Ham, according to their clans and in their habitations. And during the 10 years which remain, the war shall be divided against all the sons of Japheth in their habitations. The rule for the trumpets of summons and the trumpets of alarm according to all their duties. The trumpets of summons shall sound for disposal in battle formations and to summon the foot soldiers to advance when the gates of war shall open. And the trumpets of alarm shall sound for massacre and for ambush and for pursuit when the enemy shall be smitten and for withdrawal from battle. On the trumpets calling the congregation they shall write, "The called of God." On the trumpets calling the chiefs they shall write, "The princes of God." On the trumpets of the levies they shall write, "The army of God." On the trumpets of the men of renown and of the heads of family of the congregation gathered in the house of assembly they shall write, "Summoned by God to the council of holiness." On the trumpets of the camps they shall write, "The peace of God in the camps of his saints." And on the trumpets for breaking camp they shall write, "The mighty deeds of God shall crush the enemy, putting to flight all those who hate righteousness and bringing shame on those who hate him." On the trumpets for battle formations they shall write, "Formations of the divisions of God for the vengeance of his wrath on the sons of darkness." On the trumpets summoning the foot soldiers to advance towards the enemy formations, when the gates of war are opened, they shall write, "Reminder of vengeance in God's appointed time." On the trumpets of massacre they shall write, "The mighty hand of God in war shall cause all the ungodly slain to fall." On the trumpets of ambush they shall write, "The mysteries of God shall undo wickedness." On the trumpets of pursuit they shall write, "God has smitten all the sons of darkness. His fury shall not end until they are utterly consumed." On the trumpets of withdrawal, when they withdraw from battle to the formation, they shall write, "God has reassembled." On the trumpets of return from battle against the enemy, when they journey to the congregation in Jerusalem, they shall write, "Rejoicings of God in the peaceful return." The rule for the standards of the whole congregation, according to their levies. On the great standard at the head of the people they shall write, "The people of God," together with the names of Israel and Aaron, and the names of the 12 tribes of Israel according to the order of their precedence. On the standards of the camp columns formed by 3 tribes they shall write, "Of God," together with the name of the leader of the camp. On the standard of the tribe they shall write, "Banner of God," together with the name of the leader of the tribe and the names of the chiefs of its clans. On the standard of the myriad they shall write, "Of God," together with the name of the chief of the myriad and the names of the leaders of its thousands. On the standard of the 1,000 they shall write, "Of God," together with the name of the chief of the 1,000 and the names of the leaders of its hundreds. On the standard of the 100 they shall write, the votive offering of God, together with the name of the chief of Merari, and the names of the leaders of its thousands. On the standard of the 1,000 they shall write, the wrath of God is kindled against Satan and against the men of his company, leaving no remnant, together with the name of the chief of the 1,000, and the names of the leaders of its hundreds. On the standard of the 100 they shall write, from God comes the might of war against all sinful flesh, together with the name of the chief of the 100 and the names of the leaders of its 50s. On the standard of the 50 they shall write, the stand of the ungodly is ended by the power of God, together with the name of the chief of the 50 and the names of the leaders of its tens. On the standard of the 10 they shall write, praised be God on the 10-stringed harp, together with the name of the chief of the 10 and the names of the 9 men under his command. When they march out to battle, they shall write on their standards, truth of God, justice of God, glory of God, judgment of God, followed by the whole ordered list of their names. When they approach for battle, they shall write on their standards, right hand of God, appointed time of God, tumult of God, slain of God, followed by the whole list of their names. When they return from battle, they shall write on their standards, honor of God, majesty of God, splendor of God, glory of God, together with the whole list of their names. The rule for the standards of the congregation. When they set out for battle, they shall write, on the first standard congregation of God, on the second standard camps of God, on the third standard tribes of God, on the fourth standard clans of God, on the fifth standard divisions of God, on the sixth standard assembly of God, on the seventh standard the called of God, on the eighth standard hosts of God, and they shall write the list of their names with all their order. When they approach for battle, they shall write on their standards, war of God, vengeance of God, trial of God, reward of God, power of God, retributions of God, might of God, extermination of God for all the nations of vanity, and they shall write on them the whole list of their names. When they return from battle, they shall write on their standards, salvation of God, victory of God, help of God, support of God, joy of God, thanksgivings of God, praise of God, peace of God. The measurements of the standards. The standard of the whole congregation shall be 14 cubits long. The standard of the 3 tribes, 13 cubits long. The standard of the tribe, 12 cubits. The standard of the myriad, 11 cubits. The standard of the 1,000, 10 cubits. The standard of the 100, 9 cubits. The standard of the 50, 8 cubits. The standard of the 10, 7 cubits. And on the shield of the prince of the congregation they shall write his name, together with the names of Israel, Levi, and Aaron, and the names of the 12 tribes of Israel, according to the order of their precedence, with the names of their 12 chiefs. The rule for the ordering of the battle divisions to complete a front formation when their host has reached its full number. The formation shall consist of 1,000 men ranked 7 lines deep, each man standing behind the other. They shall all hold shields of bronze burnished like mirrors. The shield shall be edged with an interlaced border and with inlaid ornament, a work of art in pure gold and silver and bronze and precious stones, a many-colored design worked by a craftsman. The length of the shield shall be 2.5 cubits and its width 1.5 cubits. In their hands they shall hold a spear and a sword. The length of the spear shall be 7 cubits, of which the socket and spike shall measure 0.5 cubit. The socket shall be edged with 3 embossed interlaced rings of pure gold and silver and bronze, a work of art. The inlaid ornaments on both edges of the ring shall be bordered with precious stones, a many-colored design worked by a craftsman, and embossed with ears of corn. Between the rings, the socket shall be embossed with artistry like a pillar. The spike shall be made of brilliant white iron, the work of a craftsman. In its center, pointing towards the tip, shall be ears of corn in pure gold. The swords shall be made of pure iron refined by the smelter and blanched to resemble a mirror, the work of a craftsman. On both sides of their blades, pointing towards the tip, figured ears of corn shall be embossed in pure gold, and they shall have 2 straight borders on each side. The length of the sword shall be 1.5 cubits, and its width 4 fingers. The width of the scabbard shall be 4 thumbs. There shall be 4 palms to the scabbard from the girdle, and it shall be attached to the girdle on both sides for a length of 5 palms. The hilt of the sword shall be of pure horn worked by a craftsman, with a many-colored design in gold and silver and precious stones. And after them, 3 divisions of foot soldiers shall advance and shall station themselves between the formations. And the first division shall hurl 7 javelins of war towards the enemy formation. On the point of the javelins they shall write, "Shining javelin of the power of God." And on the darts of the second division they shall write, "Bloody spikes to bring down the slain by the wrath of God." And on the javelins of the third division they shall write, "Flaming blade to devour the wicked struck down by the judgment of God." All these shall hurl their javelins 7 times, and shall afterwards return to their positions. Seven troops of horsemen shall also station themselves to right and to left of the formation. Their troops shall stand on this side and on that, 700 horsemen on one flank and 700 horsemen on the other. 200 horsemen shall advance with the 1,000 men of the formation of foot soldiers, and they shall likewise station themselves on both flanks of the camp. Altogether, there shall be 4,600 men, and 1,000 cavalrymen, with the men of the army formations, 50 to each formation. The horsemen, together with the cavalry of the army, shall number 6,500 to each tribe. The horses advancing into battle with the foot soldiers shall all be stallions. They shall be swift, sensitive of mouth and sound of wind, and of the required age, trained for war, and accustomed to noise and to every kind of sight. Their riders shall be gallant fighting men and skilled horsemen, and their age shall be from 30 to 45 years. The horsemen of the army shall be from 40 to 50 years old. They and their mounts shall wear breastplates, helmets, and greaves. They shall carry in their hands bucklers and a spear 8 cubits long. The horsemen advancing with the foot soldiers shall carry bows and arrows and javelins of war. They shall all hold themselves prepared of God and to spill the blood of the wicked. The men of the army shall be from 40 to 50 years old. The inspectors of the camps shall be from 50 to 60 years old. The officers shall be from 40 to 50 years old. The despoilers of the slain, the plunderers of booty, the cleansers of the land, the keepers of the baggage, and those who furnish the provisions shall be from 25 to 30 years old. No boy or woman shall enter their camps from the time they leave Jerusalem and march out to war until they return. No man who is lame or blind or crippled or afflicted with a lasting bodily blemish or smitten with a bodily impurity, none of these shall march out to war with them. They shall all be freely enlisted for war, perfect in spirit and body and prepared for the day of vengeance. And no man shall go down with them on the day of battle who is impure because of his fount, for the holy angels shall be with their hosts. And there shall be a space of about 2,000 cubits between all their camps and the place serving as a latrine, so that no indecent nakedness may be seen in the surroundings of their camps. When the battle formations are marshaled facing the enemy, formation facing formation, 7 priests of the sons of Aaron shall advance from the middle gates to the place between the formations. They shall be clothed in vestments of white cloth of flax, in a fine linen tunic and fine linen breeches. And they shall be girdled with fine cloth of flax embroidered with blue, purple, and scarlet thread, a many-colored design worked by a craftsman. And on their heads they shall wear mitred turbans. These shall be battle raiment. They shall not take them into the sanctuary. The first priest shall advance before the men of the formation to strengthen their hand for battle. And the 6 other priests shall hold in their hands the trumpets of summons, and the trumpets of the reminder, and the trumpets of alarm for massacre, and the trumpets of pursuit, and the trumpets of withdrawal. And when the priests advance to the place between the formations, 7 Levites shall accompany them, bearing in their hands 7 ram's horns. And 3 officers of the Levites shall walk before the priests and Levites. The priests shall sound the 2 trumpets of summons for the gates of war to open 50 shields wide, and the foot soldiers shall advance, 50 from one gate and 50 from the other. With them shall advance the officers of the Levites, and they shall advance with every formation according to all this rule. The priests shall sound the trumpets, and 2 divisions of foot soldiers shall advance from the gates and shall station themselves between the 2 formations. The trumpets shall sound to direct the slingers until they have cast 7 times. Afterwards, the priests shall sound for them the trumpets of withdrawal, and they shall return to the flank of the first formation to take up their position. Then the priests shall sound the trumpets of summons, and 3 divisions of foot soldiers shall advance from the gates and shall station themselves between the formations. The horsemen shall be on their flanks, to right and to left. The priests shall sound a sustained blast on the trumpets for battle array, and the columns shall move to their battle array, each man to his place. And when they have taken up their stand in 3 arrays, the priests shall sound a second signal, soft and sustained, for them to advance until they are close to the enemy formation. They shall seize their weapons, and the priests shall then blow a shrill staccato blast on the 6 trumpets of massacre to direct the battle. And the Levites and all the blowers of ram's horns shall sound a mighty alarm to terrify the heart of the enemy, and therewith the javelin shall fly out to bring down the slain. Then the sound of the horns shall cease, but the priests shall continue to blow a shrill staccato blast on the trumpets to direct the battle until they have thrown 7 times against the enemy formation. And then they shall sound a soft, a sustained, and a shrill sound on the trumpets of withdrawal. It is according to this rule that the priest shall sound the trumpets for the 3 divisions. With the first throw, the priest shall sound on the trumpets a mighty alarm to direct the battle until they have thrown 7 times. Then the priest shall sound for them on the trumpets of withdrawal a soft, sustained, and a shrill sound, and they shall return to their positions in the formation. Then the priests shall blow the trumpets of summons, and the 2 divisions of foot soldiers shall advance from the gates and shall stand between the formations. And the priests shall then blow the trumpets of massacre, and the Levites and all the blowers of ram's horns shall sound an alarm, a mighty blast, and therewith they shall set about to bring down the slain with their hands. All the people shall cease their clamor, but the priests shall continue to blow the trumpets of massacre to direct the battle until the enemy is smitten and put to flight. And the priests shall blow to direct the battle. And when they are smitten before them, the priests shall sound the trumpets of summons, and all the foot soldiers shall rally to them from the midst of the front formations, and the 6 divisions, together with the fighting division, shall take up their stations. Altogether, they shall be 7 formations, 28,000 fighting men and 6,000 horsemen. All these shall pursue the enemy to destroy him in an everlasting destruction in the battle of God. The priests shall sound for them the trumpets of pursuit, and they shall deploy against all the enemy in a pursuit to destruction, and the horsemen shall thrust them back on the flanks of the battle until they are utterly destroyed. And as the slain men fall, the priests shall trumpet from afar. They shall not approach the slain, lest they be defiled with unclean blood. For they are holy, and they shall not profane the anointing of their priesthood with the blood of nations of vanity. The rule for changes in battle order to form the position of a square with towers, a concave line with towers, a convex line with towers, a shallow convex line obtained by the advance of the center, or by the advance of both flanks to terrify the enemy. The shields of the towers shall be 3 cubits long, and their spears 8 cubits. The tower shall advance from the formation and shall have 100 shields to each side. In this manner, the tower shall be surrounded on 3 sides by 300 shields, and it shall also have 2 gates, one to the right and one to the left. They shall write on all the shields of the towers, on the first, Michael; on the second, Gabriel; on the third, Sariel; and on the fourth, Raphael. Michael and Gabriel shall stand on the right, and Sariel and Raphael on the left. They shall set an ambush to protect our camps and to keep us from all that is indecent and evil. Furthermore, Moses taught us, "Thou art in the midst of us, a mighty God and terrible, causing all our enemies to flee before us. He taught our generations in former times, saying, "When you draw near to battle, the priest shall rise and speak to the people, saying, 'Hear, O Israel, you draw near to battle this day against your enemies. Do not fear, do not let your hearts be afraid. Do not be terrified, and have no fear. For your God goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, that he may deliver you.'"